alive, yeah. I ain't forget that dead alive, forget that dead alive, Just making sure that you know why, because this is forever. And there will be no surrender. Yeah. You know that this right here forever. No surrender. It's forever. You know this right here forever. No surrender. It's forever. You know this right here forever. I am leaving a legacy. I am the one that they paid us. Got something to say to me, say. You know I've been waiting so patiently. This is my legacy. Y'all don't believe me, then wait. Basically, I have been running things. You could just go on and take a seat.
Well, that was all of the young guns that we can, well, and some old guns, of course, that we can look forward to in today's matchup, as we do actually know what map we will be going through today, Trevor. It's definitely an exciting time to see how Falcons are going to start, you know, building up that map pool. Best of ones. You only really need to be good on about 3 maps, right? But it's going to come down to the best of 3s for the Falcons later on in this tournament and, you know, their sort of hopeful run at the major. And Overpass, it's going to be one of those key maps, right? Especially if you were going up against a German team. Those guys just have to play Overpass by law, I think.
This is a perfect way to test them starting into the new year. If they want to go into that major, start running hard and perform well, this is going to be about the best contest they can get just to start off with the best of one into the tournament to test them. So you certainly want to be able to start off in that upper bracket once the BO3s get running. Oh, yeah. Don't want to end up dropped to that elimination, get out of the tournament, not have much time to be able to actually warm up and get into things. Have to be able to fight your way through, be able to show that experience and perform well. And that's going to be the test, as Big Academy have been together and well prepared for this.
Exactly. It really, it's a big, like, sort of coin flip right now for the Frenchies, because traditionally we've heard that French players, when there's, you know, holidays, when there's time off, they really like to take their time off. But you know, if they're motivated, they're hot right now. Hopefully they spent all of these holidays in the beginning of January practicing to widen their map pool for the best of 3s as we jump into Overpass.
Oh my. Oh my.
All right. Seems like we got a fair bit of warm-up before we get into a classic knife round.
No, it's a 60-minute long round with respawns, dude. Haven't you been paying attention? There was a new update.
Oh, we're playing COD now? Now, this is my American bread and butter. Here we go.
I don't know, man. Is COD even, like, what it used to be? I know, like, literally, Modern Warfare 2 got, like, remade, but people don't seem to be happy with it in general.
Yeah, someone that has dropped close to 400 hours, I think, within the first month or 2 of it launching as a kind of COD fanatic on the side. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. It's
just like Activision Blizzard in general, really.
Yeah, and not making any new content. For some reason, they decided stealing real-life locations wouldn't get them into any trouble. So there's actually content still missing from the game.
Well, hey, we got a real-life location here, right? Berlin. that Berlin Tower in the distance right there. Maybe they had to pay royalties for that. You never know.
Well, yeah, it's the difference between that and just, like,
Photos in a real place.
Yeah. You don't want to actually put in a museum 1-to-1 in a game without their permission, I would say.
Yeah, I know, when you're selling millions of copies, yeah, that's probably gonna lead to a lawsuit. Oh well, they got a lot on their plate right now, do Activision Blizzard. And hey, Microsoft's right in the middle of purchasing them, but we are in the middle of buy time, ladies and gentlemen. The pistol round is about to go live. The second match of the playoffs for Thunderpick Bitcoin series are about to commence, and it's Overpass where these two teams are going to be duking it out. Of course, the knife round first. I said pistol round earlier. Forget about that. You guys bet on your knife rounds. Well, you're about to get the 50-50 coin flip that you came here to see. Let's see which of these sides will be shanking better than the other.
Yeah. It's, maybe not the most essential thing, but you certainly want to be able to turn that right side.
Ring around the
roundabout. Do-si-do.
Yeah, NBK just standing on top of that fountain, having the high ground, really getting all of those lessons he needed to from the Star Wars prequel trilogy. As, of course, the Falcons have won that one, and, hey, probably going to be starting CT side. That's certainly where you'd most of the time want to end up on. However, there are certain teams with certain IGLs, Cloud9, for example, where it might be better if they end it on CT, you know? It's a personal taste kind of thing, but everyone just decides for CT in the long run anyway.
Well, I just realized, I think the reason MBK did that is, as the expression goes, you want to start off the new year well, right? And what better way than getting your feet wet?
But he was on the side of the fountain, though. So his feet were nice and dry.
Yeah, he was jumping in it, or was that Kenny?
Oh, I guess it was Kenny, yeah. I don't know.
It was one of them.
You can't even get in the water in that fountain, can you?
Close enough.
He was just standing on the edge. Yeah, that was it. Pistol round. It's going live. It's Haji on the dualies, and it's Kenny S with the util, as well as the armor. So the util was dropped to him. Interesting. With Big Academy kind of sticking process on the tip of this offensive. Python takes care of him and then makes it out of dodge unscathed.
He just ran into the open, and even worse too, they're gonna run by here, and there's gonna be Haji with some dualies just set up to catch them as they drop through. There's no way they're gonna be prepared for this. It's gonna be free farming for him if he can land the shots. There's the just keep tapping them, using those Sakimbo dualies, able to get the double, and that's a perfect setup for them to be situated. And you have another two players now in water.
They can't go anywhere, yeah.
Tagged. Oh!
You go in the water, you die. You go upstairs, you die. Team Falcons just outplaying Big Academy at every turn in this pistol. And that's not... these first rounds, they're not really the most tactical of affairs, usually. But this time, it just feels like Falcons had only favorable kind of encounters with very little luck playing into, the whole effect here.
Yeah. I'm used to the classic seeing someone peek from, say, around party to get that information. But instead, Haji, as we saw, went into the connector, and they just had Python with Kenny to support with the widest swing long I have seen. He he basically stretched his arm out just to barely reach that wall, touch it, and then run the other way out. He was like, okay, yep, they're here. And then, with the sound cues and the information, Haji can just hear they're going to run down through the connector potentially. So he just sets up free farm to get those picks to give the advantage for Falcons. And that's a first round for them. Early utility, going to force them to burn those pistols. Oh, the double volleys land perfectly. Arrow burns to death. Maybe chip attack by a nade as well, perhaps. Oh, more nade damage. They don't even have a chance with the Glocks to even see a player before they're brought down to 30 HP.
This is a great map so far. Falcons obviously just kind of not giving Big Academy any chances of doing anything. 0 kills, almost 0 damage in the end for the German side. Of course, the buy should be coming through here as they did go into a full eco. No bomb in either one of these rounds, and just getting destroyed by utility before they can even see an enemy. That's supreme dominance right there.
Yeah, we could see a bit of competitiveness and sketchiness. There's a lot more of a mistakes being made, I would say, seeing the start of Falcons during our previous group stage. But this time around, it's an entire different team. They have been able to make the prep. They've been able to show that pro experience come in. After all these players have some experience in the top level of pro scene. Some certainly a lot more than others. But I mean, the only one I feel like I haven't seen much of is just Haji. But I mean, we've seen him perform excellently. Been a bit of a legend. And you can see Python once again going aggressive, pushing through Monster, getting a
double
through water. Okay.
Yeah, Big, your offensive has been dismantled. This push through to B water was contested and of course won by the French side. And now, well, this A offensive is their last kind of hope. They need to get the double entry while losing, you know, maximum 1 player, and that's way easier said than done when it's the legends themselves, Kenny S and MBK waiting for you on that A site. Process on the edge of the smoke. Not seeing anyone, of course, as Falcons are staying nice and tucked in. Staying in their nests.
I think I'm more scared
trying
with
to poke
MP9
the bee's nest over here.
Yeah. This MP9 on MBK is going to be terrifying, maybe more so than the rifle, I would say, but he does leave himself caught out, a little bit exposed, gets taken down. But it's still left to a 3v3. All that damage brought in from Python, measuring its weight in gold, and that allows Kenny to set up in the bank to make it a 3v2. Hype's able to find that quick response, barely dodge the bullets. Python almost spraying him through. The crouch saving his life in this situation. They just have to patiently wait out this utility. Be patient. They need to play this correctly. You can see all that damage on Arrow. Could just be that one headshot on the around from a very close tight situation. Just a small opening on MBK gave them the space they needed to get onto the site and succeed. Able to trade out the rest from there. An important frag from Arrow, able to get that quick headshot onto Python, salvaging them the round.
Just a real team effort here in the end from Big Academy. And Falcons, you know, even though we were kind of disappointed in that A defense in the long run, you know, Kenny still got that 1 frag. Just couldn't make anything happen off the back of it. Big earned that one, as they will try to get 2 in a row to reset the economy somewhat at MBK. That was a missed spray from all the way up close, as Masuda had the unexpected sort of angle there, and well, Kenny and Haji make an even bigger difference here as they thwart any kind of B push, fountain presence, what have you. Everyone's dead, and there's just Arrow left on 69 HP, which is far from nice when you gotta kill 5.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where everyone on Team Falcons, they're finding the picks, they're just finding the frags, and they're playing so aggressively. I mean, we can see, just look at the map. Sure, one died pushing aggressive on B short, but otherwise it's top connector and all the way back in fountain.
They're it's only MBK kind of that flubbed his initial duel, right? Like missing a pretty easy looking spray. But hey, all he has to do is find Arrow
alive,
now, and
though.
He can. Yeah, it's gonna be Haji to get him, of course, or not. But it would have been a team ace if NBK got Arrow here in the end. And hey, he might still do. Look, top mid. Gets into a tap and battle.
Such a terrifying duel to take though. And just chip they just chip him down 1 bullet at a time. Just make sure he can't get that headshot. We got 5 players, just slowly bring him down, it'll be fine. And yeah, beautiful team ace.
Not only that, but 5 surviving, meaning the money is going to stay very good. While Big, you know, you get that 1 win and then you go straight into a loss. it's not really the old economy where you would get economically reset, but it still feels like a bit of a soft reset, right? You need to take that one eco and kind of continue the lead for the CTs. A CT-sided map, of course, but, you know, we need to see some good Big Academy. Even that one round where they did win was quite difficult. Had to do like a side take.
Yeah, almost one of the, I'd say it's just one of those details that makes CS so beautiful. The fact that you can be put on these pistol rounds, something that can feel like it sucks, it's a bit rough, but it forces you to slow down, change your pace, think about what you're doing, what you might be doing wrong, force you to adjust. And right now, that's something Big Academy needed to do. Because right now, even though they were able to steal away that one round a little bit early, they've been in full position, just getting picked off early, getting ripped to shreds, unable to respond. Team Falcons control of the match so far, and they need to find ways to punish this aggression and get them taken down. Because if they can't get the space and the respect they deserve, they're going to get just turned down and unable to find any rounds on his T side and put at a mass deficit. Looks like we got NES rifling.
Not really getting damaged by any bullets there, as Big slowly but surely making progress, but of course not even able to reach the stairs. Except for that bomb, which did fall forward a little bit, as, yeah, Big gotten that equal with not really the effect they wanted to have, you know, the impact.
That's got to be so frustrating. You hold the angle, you're carefully just strafing through, getting your peek, make sure these pistols don't land too much on you. Only 2 shots land on you, and you're like, well, I'm doing good. But both of those shots being headshots to get taken down, even though you're holding so well, that's going to be okay, because now he has that 8WP. He's staring down Fountain. They got a rifler pushing towards the playground now. Suda's ready to go, finds the first, tries the transfer, a little bit too quick on his feet, unable to land the aim for that AK to be able to connect onto the second. Though they'll happily take that. Again, able to be aggressive, at least find that pick. And even though the 4v4 does give that teeth a little bit, when you lose so much map control, Python's able to confirm that water's clear for now. So you can see Big Academy, they're just creeped up. They have 1 in their spawn. Everyone else is still in Fountain walking. They don't know where any of these CTs are, and they're scared to find out.
That's kind of what Overpass is, right? It's just so many angles for T's to clear, meaning they can't really do like a fast A execute, right? They have to be careful about all these toilet angles. And then they have quite limited options in regards to rotating. That one connector is now completely blocked off. We do have Python and Haji, I believe, yes, holding B short, as it's yet again the daring duo of Kenny S and NBK. The natural born killer here to hold down the A side, hopefully not getting blindsided this time. No, it's Kenny S on the offense, actually, holding a deep angle, but it's through long where the offensive is going to be... It's still going to get interesting. Python's on the side. He's going to try and quell this attack before it really gets going. And sure enough, all 3 players get a kill for the defense.
Yeah, just beautiful setup once again. They just put Big Academy in this rough situation. They've been able to perform decently, and that's an after-time op being removed. Hype. He's going to be going into this round, not with just a few $100, but just 300. No loss bonus of any kind. The best he could buy is a P250 or a flashbang to his name. Nothing better available to him. You can see the rest of his team halfway to full buy with that high loss bonus, and they just got to do a timeout and figure out how to handle the situation, as a massive blunder has just been given, as the Opper's in the worst financial state you could ask for.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to see, and you don't even want to see like this amount of kills. It feels like Big are just not really taking enough of their opponents down. We can see Sky and Sin on 0 and 1 kills. Hype Process and Arrow still have yet to really get going. You know, Hyped and Arrow with those really important kills on that one round where they did win, but We're going to have to see him step up yet again after this, well, deco, I suppose. Desert Eagle Eco, with Hyped going for more of a force. You can afford that, usually. That one player that spends more money just kind of uses an SMG in the future rounds. But let's see if these pistols can remove any French heads.
Considering
the French usually do to their loyalty, yeah.
Yeah, they've been keeping up that aggression, not giving them any space or respect. So it's going to be kind of rough to see if they can find anything with these pistols. Arrow's at least giving it a little bit of space, no one feeling like rushing through a smoke on connector just yet, at least. And they've been able to find a bit of room long where no one's just trying to stuff AKs down their throat that have been stolen over. So that's going to be a bit fortunate for them, give them something to work with, though Kenny S will be sure to deny that and look for some op picks. Be able to warm back up into this series with some good free frags going his way as he's able to double on up. Beautiful setup. And again, just no opportunity for pickoffs with these pistols, even though the chances are being given away. It's Masuda with the clean double.
Yeah, big, not making use of those few chances that they do get, which I think we've been kind of really impressed with the Falcons' sort of high percentage win rate play style, you know, where they clearly did just kind of outplay Big Academy in the few full buy rounds that we did witness so far. Maybe it'll be the same in this one. We got Kenny S going for that mid peak with the AWP. Didn't really see them cross, and is standardly kind of forced off the angle with those nades, with Big Academy now kind of leaving a player behind B and one of them in connector as well. That's going to be Arrow, who's trying to find the kill onto Masuda, or passively holding him for now, I suppose. But very proactive play by the Falcons on B. That B water control just never has gone the way of the Germans yet.
Yeah, I mean, it just, again, it comes down to just being able to hold off against space. I mean, you usually don't see teams playing this aggressive to start, so it's certainly a different change of pace and seems like something Big Academy aren't used to necessarily. Haji's just willing to take those scary feet duels, eventually gets punished for it as it's far more advantageous for the T's. I mean, Sky's able to get that initial pick on Haji. We have NBK on the hard anchor at pillar, and he has a full B stack to deal with. Kenny S just rotating in towards Graffiti. We'll have more rotations in for a potential retake, but he needs to find multiple. It's up to NBK, just finds the one. Needs to find more space to go around. Masuda with the lurk, able to get some tag shots in, but gives away his position. Sin immediately takes him down before he can find anything else. And Kenny S is left scrambling away. Big Academy finally found the room, denied the aggression, took down Haji, exploded in the B site, and they're finally able to get their second round. A bit of breathing room and an ability to start building up some rounds on this T side.
Yeah, just like last time, kind of taking a not great situation, doing a really good site take, and then running away with the round, as Kenny S has to run away with the AWP, of course. Gonna try and save it into the next. James timing it long, where he will definitely not be found. Big Academy just happy to survive with 4 and a round win, for God's sake. It's quite needed at this point. Get that economic sort of stack going for yourself as well. But now we need the 2 in a row. And Falcons, they're trying to slow down their momentum, right? They're trying to cool them off a little bit, as they will be going into a timeout as well. But hey, something for you guys to do during the timeout. We have a deal for you. If you make a deposit on Thunderpick, we will add 100% on top of that using code TBS3, of course. When you sign up or deposit, do use code TBS3, and you suddenly have twice as much money as you put in. We're just giving money away here.
Yep. Showing you our interest and willing to support you in your entertainment adventures. We'll do some bets. Meanwhile, now, did mention that they're able to up a bit of cash, get those AKs though they need to fight their way through winning rounds. As we can see, there is so much money on Falcons, as they've had such a fantastic start to this new year on this overpass map. This doesn't bode well. I haven't checked to see if Falcons have any more matches today, but I believe Big Academy has another one in this tournament later today. And certainly not starting it on a win could be a bit rough. Though Paris, that one might have been the match that has been canceled. Fair enough.
Those do happen. Last minute, team just says, "Oh, we cannot play today," and then they don't, and we just have to reschedule. Not being salty at any of these players right now.
Never know. So many circumstances that can cause such chaos.
But no chaos on the map just yet. We've got
no Python pushing through Monster just yet.
Yeah, proactivity toward B short has also seen a bit of a slowdown. I guess Falcons are counting on the fact that Big Academy are going to be very heavily attacking that area now. Grenades quite still present, but like just enough for one bomb site take. It's not like you can really fake on overpass anyway. As they will be exploding into the B site yet again. Let's see if the Falcons can stop them this time, Trevor.
They're going to be a little bit better prepared. 3 players fully dedicated on the site. Been able to get and gather that information. Knowing Forte. Kenny S in a beautiful position to get that initial optic. Python able to follow it up with the double of his own. And it's quick and easy. Falcons just rip him apart. Free double for Kenny. Python right there to support him. You see Kenny just lands that second shot on arrow. Just allowing Python to have the space to push forward and to deny send the second he peeks on out. And Python just able to hold that monster for the last player remaining. And Falcons just with the beautiful hold, able to read the situation correctly, get players set up in position just on time as they executed in just a second or two after Kenny S got comfortable in that B water.
All right then, Big Academy. 2 successful site takes so far, but 2 like complete stomps by the Falcons to return. And then obviously all those anti-ecos going the way of the Falcons. Yeah, not feeling this B site anymore. The Germans aren't.
Not in the
Setting
same
their
way.
sights on the A site, yeah. Just slow advancement, really. It's Masuda on long, and NBK kind of jumping for information from the site, waiting for that first contact, and hey, Masuda's about to get one. This 2-on-1 duel is going to do. Not much, Trevor. The answer was not much.
Helps a lot when that duel's not happening towards Fountain, it looks like. Able to let Big Academy perform a little bit better. And that means they have all this map control. They can basically execute in this A site right now, though MBK is using it, trying to find some space. Arrow's a bit concerned for some aggression. That space could be found, but instead it's Arrow with a fantastic swing to take MBK down. Now concerned about more, but now it's left to a 3v5. There's still 2 players towards this A site, which is exactly what you need in this situation. Ohaji had a bit of a rough time in the previous. Needs to be able to find more, and he's just going to be left in fire, pushed into the open, and it's just Kenny alone. He's just going to be shot from the side. Just pressure from every angle. 3 players staring towards him. It's going to be impossible for him to find much. Python left to save. Big Academy find their third in response and start burning down the CT economy.
Methodical over there. At the end, they were just running out of time. Like 25 seconds left on the clock, and you're still patiently clearing angles, still waiting for that initial contact. And then once you make it, you just explode onto the site. The grenades were perfect. I mean, you know, you do one of those smokes where if you push out of long, you can still see truck where Kenny S resided. You molly Haji out of position. He didn't even feel comfortable going back because Kenny S couldn't really cover him. So just an unwinnable position there for the Falcons after losing NBK on that proactive toilet push. I did a toilet push earlier. It was just as painful.
Yeah, so the Fountain statistics, flawless,
Yes.
The restroom statistics a little bit down the drain, or the toilet, as it
A
were.
site, yes. A site a little bit more even, right? It's just really between the fountain and the A side. That's where the problems kind of. That's where Big Academy shine the most. Process.
Oh, they found the leg.
Slide.
Oh!
He uses it as cover, and he gets NBK and Masuda on the ground. 2 nice headshots. As yeah, that was a CT push that just didn't work out. The Falcons are not used to this.
I was a bit concerned there. They just started, you know, tapping down that leg, just like, well, they can see he's there. They're prepared to take him down. But he seemed like, okay, they know I'm here. I'll just take him down. He finds the 2. They finally are answering this aggression. They're able to stop Falcons from finding those pushes and getting those advantages. Sure, he gets brought down to 15, but it's left with a 5v3, no map control of any kind other than Kenny S being curious towards restrooms, and he's immediately backing away, doesn't want to be caught exposed by multiple players, but yet at the same time, they need to find those picks to even things out. So things become even more dangerous as they just gamble 3 towards this B site. That lurk smoke towards A is going to make them a bit concerned. That they're not worried about it. They're just going to stack towards B, but it's going to end up being a B play. Python able to find that initial pick, and because they're all stacked up here, there could be that flank from Process, though it's going to take a while. It's going to be a process, if you will. Kenny S finds those off shots, not able to connect, but Python's able to find that follow-up with the rifle. And a round that seemed like an absolute disaster falls apart as Big Academy take the gamble to the B site without enough information as times run low, and it's Process just left 15 HP to save Team Falcons. Only 2 of their 3 weapons that were left remaining. It's going to be a bit more on the bank, but with the round win.
Yeah, exactly. And 12 kills now apiece for Python and Kenny S. And after a disastrous start like that, it was just a well-timed flash from Kenny S and a swing from Haji and Python to completely turn this round around. And of course, a win from the French side on that B defense yet again. Big. You win some, you lose some, but you've been losing a few too many. And now they're going into a full buy with not that much money remaining in their coffers. Let's see if they can get a starting pick. Sky can't really hold both of them back, but Haji overextends there as NBK overextends right with him. Tries to win these just by himself, and he makes it work. Arrow and Sin down for the count, as it's the Falcons in the lead yet again. That was a hectic early game.
This should be an overextension, but it's instead just Falcons playground. They just want to keep pushing aggressively. They just want to have this brawly playstyle, and I'm here for it. I fell in love originally with school like 2015, 2014, Alien Counter-Strike, and this is right down that alley.
I think that's what you do when you know you can just basically out-aim your opponents anyway, right? And I think the Falcons should have that much ego that they can easily out-aim Big Academy with just pushes early in the rounds, even if they're expected. You just got to kind of do them into different points of the map each time so that you're at least expected. And Kenny S definitely expected in the bank area with MBK letting him know that this site take is definitely on its way. It's not a fake, it's not a drill. Hyped on 1 HP versus 2, as he does turn the kill onto Kenny S, but hey, 1 HP is all you need with an AWP, is just that MBK takes him down before that op could even start singing, as it's the Falcons yet again with the win, and Big Academy yet again broke.
Yeah, fun fact, I think it's, I don't remember if it's specifically better in general. I think it's specifically when the suppressor's off, weirdly enough. But the M4A1 can be a little accurate while running, which it looked like MBK might have been doing there in that situation.
No, that's a stat. Ooh, fast push through the smoke. The CTs do make it out just in time. So Their early aggression, not really punished yet. This Tech9 might have something to say about it, though, as Kenny S answers back.
Oh!
AWP and AK now on the ground, as the T's can just pick those weapons up and continue the A offense. Hype gonna be spearheading the offense toward Truck, and it's NBK down with Haji following him into the grave right after. Big Academy eco the Falcons, as that initial A push really just couldn't run back toward the site fast enough. That's what you risk when you go up that close up to Fountain, I guess.
Yeah, willing to take those fights and be aggressive against them, sure, but being willing to give all those opportunities to the pistols, which, I mean, they haven't performed well so far, but again, you just give those chances away, and that's all it takes for a round to be stolen. And oh, that sound cue's given away. Process knows. He is at half, so there's the opportunity. Free fire shots given, but now he can just delay. He can just wait. Python knows he needs to take this duel, give himself a little bit of space to reposition, though he does have to reload that weapon. Going to stick glued, and Big Academy, they're just going to respect him. Just try to save those 3 weapons that they've stolen over. It's okay if Python gets an AK, as they've lost plenty of economy. That AWP has been stolen. You can see just one clean shot, but those Tech9s are so deadly in a completely different form than in the past. But again, it's still the same in the fact that you just run at them, you land that headshot, and you're going to be in for a rough time. Just done in a little bit of a arguably more fair way, yet somehow cheesy in some others.
Very much lovely to see here the Big have an opportunity to completely change this first half on its head after just one eco win, right? Sporadic wins all over the place. They never managed to chain 2 rounds together. So let's see if that trend can kind of reverse itself now. A win here would mean that Falcons need to go into a, not an eco obviously, but a really bad purchase in the final round of the first half. We'll see if they are forced into that eventually, as the aggression, it ain't stopping, Trev. They're gonna keep trying this. It has worked in the past, we'll give them that. Sky prepared for this angle as 2 players make it around the corner fast enough to take him out, and it's the help from Connector that doesn't really manage to punish Haji to the end. Oh, it does actually. Haji couldn't make it out of dodge in time, and now a B execute with no CTs on the site. It's just gonna be Big Academy waiting for that rotation to happen anyway. Unfortunately, only they knew they could run into an empty bomb site, but hey, they can just make it empty. Instead, Sin and Hyped with the entry kills, and it's just Kenny S, the one and only, left here. An old legend of the game, Trevor. He's maybe still got it here to clutch it out, but he doesn't have the AWP. Hyped does, uses his own weapon against him.
Yeah. I'm almost surprised, the time was so low. Maybe expected him to go aggressive and just jump in the water. So Hype has to jump into him with that AWP, which can be a very rough, demanding kill to get. That's the first thing that came across my mind. Though it's certainly far from me to call it like a mistake or anything. Fantastic players as always. They're performing so well. Yeah, just able to get that brawl off, and I mean, it was made close and competitive. What was a very scrappy bias. We have another one to follow it up. You can see Sky was doing that hilarious game sense experience, you know, the fake wall hack, just pre-aiming the position, circling around it. And the player didn't peek him from exactly there, but he still found the frag regardless. And it was the player, ironically, under there that got the trade of him, of Haji. Amusing enough. And looks like they're going in for a B exec to finish off this half shortly.
Okay, Python, let's see what you got over the smoke. Your head should be fairly visible to the enemies, but yeah, that's the problem, right? He doesn't know where they're coming from. Left, right, center, he doesn't know. And that's how he dies with, obviously, 2 of his friends leaving this corporeal realm straight after. It's Haji and Masuda with a, you know, possible retake here if Haji gets a multi-kill. Masuda already gets his, but Haji, he doesn't think a 3rd player would be on B short, surely not. And then dies, leaving Masuda in a 1 versus 2. on the edge of the smoke with that bomb ticking away. I don't think he gets this one, Trevor. The duel with Sin doesn't go his way, and it's Big Academy picking up 6 rounds in an otherwise catastrophic half.
Yeah, things going a bit of the way towards Big there at the end of this first half. I would say it does make this 9-6 scoreline, I feel like a little bit deceptive, unless they got a fantastic CT side that we're unprepared for. Of course, it is a CT-sided map overall, so we'll have to see. But if things strategically keep up with the same pace, I feel like Falcons should be able to close this out in a relatively quick fashion.
Yeah, like you said, like if that one eco win doesn't happen with the Big Academy, we're looking at a really different scoreline here, and it would be just hands down the Falcons in a strong lead. And hey, we can't forget they still have the firepower advantage. The Falcons do. I don't think Big have what it takes to take the Frenchies down. Oh my God, a triple Kenny S! Ding, ding, ding! We've hit the jackpot.
I mean, what better jackpot could you get than Kenny S?
Yeah, no.
That's the honest truth there.
You'd get like tokens falling out of the machine for like half an hour.
All of them with little AWPs on it.
Obviously, the dopamine hit would be insane, as the B take off to an insane start there with Kenny S actually opening it up. Yeah, right onto Arrow, but it's a pistol, man. Anything can still happen, but the defense stays strong, and the Germans do quell the French offensive on that B side, getting a good start on their CT side at least. They're gonna need it.
Everyone else failing to open up with those Glocks early. As we can see just from the nice overview, Kenny is able to find that initial opening. Audrey able to find at least one to follow it up, but otherwise it's just clean headshots from those accurate USPs. Unable to find the space and the frags to be able to get those picks early. And we can see on that predictions for the map 1.98 in favor of Big Academy, it appears. Unless I'm misreading. A good chance for them to recover on the CT side, though, and with a pistol like that, you can see a good, comfortable start. Python unable to find much more comfort, still stuck with the Glock. He wants to change the pistol, but left with just the burst Glock. Able to find a dink, but no bullets to follow it up. Gets taken down. MP9 able to get that bonus cash. Big Academy able to quickly even out the scoreline. But now with these AKs, a bit of utility. The question is what Falcons do to try to devastate them. We've seen an aggressive, devastating CT side overall, though getting caught out a few times towards the end, costing them a just nightmare half scenario and leaving it more competitive. How do they answer the CTs, and how do the CTs even handle this round? Seems like similar sort of thing, at least a peek for the info. Sin can see two, slide away, try to reset the situation.
That's a huge indicator, right? 2 guys out of A immediately. You gotta assume there's at least a 3rd guy there, and that's the majority of the team kind of heading toward the A side direction. But now that he can't see them emerging out of balloons, well, he must know that Long could be compromised and has to fall on back to the site. Meanwhile, it's Haji trying to make something happen toward the B side. That B lurker position, always difficult to play, but Big are not buying it. They know that this was a lonesome player, as an A offensive is starting to get on its way. Well, Hyped, he's on his way into their backs, but he might be too late. The entries, they're not succeeding. Sky holds back the offensive with Sin helping out as well. Relocates after the duel as well to make it that much harder for him. The M4, oh no, gotta be reloaded. Don't worry about it. He's got enough cover to make that work, but it's Kenny S that takes care of him. Maybe that weapon trade did kill him in the end, but it's Hyped coming from the back. Not gonna be preventing the bomb plan, however, makes it a 1-2.
He needs to be able to push aggressive, isolate these players, but the smoke ends up giving Hyped cover, so Python's unable to find that pick. He needs to find some space, or a clean headshot will do. Able to reposition. This is a situation put onto a beautiful situation. Sky playing the off angle on Dumpster, catching the players off guard from Falcons on that initial entry. Allows Hyped to brew up that clutch situation to get that defuse for Big Academy. What looked like such a good game for Falcons so far seems like a bit of a struggle for them initially on the start of this T side. You see Kenny S doing an absolute disgusting job with 116 ADR. Seems absolutely criminal. Though a bit of a hard time on some of these other players at the moment perform just exactly on the same level at the start of this half, at least.
Yeah, Kenny S.'s stats were even better at the end of the CT half. It's just, honestly, getting a good start did hurt him a little bit. Let's see if he can have a good mid-game at least here. As we're definitely looking at these older legends to make short work of the worst teams and then eventually, you know, make some kind of a glory run at the Paris Major. You know, hopefully. The Brazilian teams definitely, you know, didn't have much success. The ones where kind of the old dogs were situated, both of them going out 0-3. That was disappointing. Had them both in my pickups, Trev. In my pick'ems. Silver coining all over the place.
They at least had a good showing up to that point, I would say.
I guess.
Decent enough.
They were too happy to even make it to the major. Like, you know, if Fallen's shedding tears of joy for just getting to the major, like, I should have known at that point that he was going to do nothing at the actual tournament. But it was a good show for the boys nonetheless. Hopefully Blast is better this year. And let's see if the B offense is any better. Absolutely not. Arrow just sprays him on down with Process helping out. Oh my god. No, that monster area, impenetrable.
Yeah, just able to get away with those hard anchors for now. Able to keep everything held in a fairly stable condition. You see, it's not like Big Academy are doing something a bit wildly different from the average. Just doing a standard run-of-the-mill, just anchoring sort of play. Just getting a bit of that information early. Playing comfortable. Doing very just vanilla play style. And they're just able to do it to a T, and it's working perfectly. And Falcons have no way to respond to it at the moment. Kind of hard to throw off CTs by being aggressive on the T side. See, they were giving the space along a lot, though.
Yeah, I'm really not fighting for that one. But, you know, they have pistols, so, you know, as weird as it sounds to want to take a long-range duel against a Deeg, it's still quite inaccurate as a pistol, and all he does have is one shot, whereas you have many, holding it M4. Ooh, what an angle! That was a nice little boost attempt there. I mean, doesn't succeed. Arrow still gets the kill, but it's definitely a good shake-up from the standard jump onto bench, jump on the broken wall, and try and peek from flowers. This attempt toward the A site is over, I'm afraid. Sin, even with the HE kill there for good measure, as Hyped really overextends there, but don't worry, guys. His AWP is going to get picked up, and he will get it in the next round. 5 in a row for the Germans. Can the French recover, Trevor?
Timeout. They're trying to figure out how to recover as well, it would seem. Just, they played so beautifully on that CT side, had a game plan, able to be so aggressive, but so far, just standard on the T side, unable to find any picks, just one or two little cheeky, wild off-angle sort of things from Big Academy. Nothing too crazy. And they're just unable to find anything, though they do have that AWP on Kenny S. How do they want to find some picks off of it? How do they want to find that space to be able to succeed? Be good to see if they can go for some water control early, perhaps. Try to take some fights there. Possibly do something wild like have Kenny S in connector with that AWP. Good way to change things up. Trying to think of what can they do. Considering I'm drawing a little bit of blanks. I feel like it's going to be concerning as they might as well.
Yeah. Surely they have some desperation plans there in their kind of strat books. Or just like a setup they haven't used yet. Hasn't been that many rounds. And, hey, they do have underground control to begin with Big. Not fighting for that area of the map. Not fighting for B-Short either. Pushing Monster quite late into it with Haji playing way further back. I think they might be walking into a trap there. as Sin tries to spring his trap over at Toilets. Is not going to be successful, but it does at least get some info. It does make a rotation happen. Sky and Process waiting on that site as Sin has yet to see them cross, and now he has one player traded out for his life. And the T's, after that contact, decide, alright, they think we're going A. Just take that bomb and try to make this B offensive work before they realize what's going on. Especially with Arrow smoking off any available information.
Just able to throw in that smoke and see the timer's ticking down. 35 seconds. Gotta get that bomb down soon. Arrow even just throwing wild utility. Has that molly to follow it up. Just waste as much time as possible. See that chip damage that nade can bring down even more. Masuda down to 41. It's going to be a lot of Asper in there. Perfect pop flash to set up Arrow, though he peeks a little bit early into his own flash up the process to find the response. But you can see the double support, Hyped and Process peeking together, and Kineas is the last remaining. 8 seconds left. Needs to get out of there to save that AWP for the next. Big Academy, once again, able to convert. Falcons unable to find the space to get some proper executes into the bomb site. Perfect hold, denying any opportunities. And now we can see Hype starting to build his way through. Able to perform a bit better overall. Just having that slow build up, that presence. Able to do a couple of clutches with that rifle, as well as just be a presence with his own AWP. Be a bit of a problem for Falcons.
A huge problem. See what kind of opportunities they can make out of these problems. Haji. Yeah, that's a standard move nowadays. You smoke it off. You start spraying at a very certain point in the round. 39 seconds or something. That's when Haji got sprayed, and, well, the sprays just continue. It was a headshot with an AK, so that earlier damage didn't really matter for much. The Process gets the info. Hey, if it's just Haji, he was a lurker. If it's Haji and someone else, it's a B take, boys. We're gonna stay with 3 players, nice and cozy here on the B site. Doesn't matter if A is empty, doesn't matter if Masuda could have actually been walking around CT spawn a couple of seconds ago. It's Sin that's gonna go back and make sure that site is nice and clean, nice and tidy. And they're still waiting for this B-side attack, but at some point the penny has dropped. Wait a second, they could have just rotated through T-spawn at this point. Process on a mission to get some info or some kills, and these footsteps, well, they get him all the info he needs. And there's
That's the bomb down.
That's the round 1. Falcons, no chance.
Yeah, I mean, if MBK was able to win that duel a little bit more expectant and found that pick, sure, but instead you have 2 T players left. Again, Kenny S left saving, Python with him this time, just unable to find the rounds, and can be somewhat good to make sure to save those weapons, but at the same time, you're not letting these rounds get competitive, and Big Academy are building up an even stronger CT lead than you are, just getting up to 13 rounds now, just 3 away from closing it out. So much cash in the bank. And what looked like a pretty good, competitive, but good side for Falcons is now faltering as they've just found nothing on this T side.
It's really the Falcons not being as good in those mid-round positions relative to what Big Academy were doing on their T side, remember. It's what got them, like, the odd round here and there. But the Falcons aren't even doing that. They're not even making it look good in the middle of those, like, difficult rounds once all the entries have happened and you're supposed to kind of make an execute that will get you a couple of kills and a bomb plant. That just doesn't happen. Now with the worst weaponry, well, they're trying to make it happen in a more difficult way. And of course, Sin happily takes the free kills there. It's wasn't even much of a, I don't know, much of a difficult situation for him. 2 easy kills, goes back to A, and Falcons just kind of left standing around hoping for a lucky
With a
kill
few
if someone
pistols
just...
and that AWP that's been saved again.
I mean, yeah, are they going to be, like, Kenny S's bodyguards until the end? Haji also has an AK. Those might be worth something, but your loss bonus is so big at this point, that might not be worth saving.
They already have the info that there's 3 players here. You can see just every bit of utility being thrown their way. They can afford to do it. Hype having to reposition, understanding that they're pushing through the smoke. And again, you have 3 players rotated towards A. Sin's pushed in too long. He has that info. Hype with a swing. Rare missed shot. Trying to hold on through. Not having a good time, yeah. Another one. Just giving a little bit of fortune and space. But again, that Molly's going to spread and take him down, and that's when Sin's able to activate. So it's not even going to matter. It takes till the last frag for Hype to be able to find that pick. It's still nothing for Falcons on this T side. That has been a massive blunder.
No, it's also a massive blunder, Trevor, is not using code TBS3 when you deposit on Thunderpick. I mean, it gets you 100% like deposit bonus when you do use it. So you deposit $100 or something. Well, you actually deposited 200 because we had 100% on top. Only when you use code TBS3. There's a banner right below the stream. You guys can use that if you wish. Bet responsibly. And now, onto that B site here where Haji has taken initiative, taken his destiny in his own hands there. Also takes a headshot from Arrow. Why not? Another exchange as Python walks into the B site with 2.
I believe that's what we like to call in the business value. And finally, a round in favor of Falcons. But you have to wonder if it's too little too late for them.
Yeah. This one had like sort of an aura of like, alright, frig it, right? We're just gonna run in, hope for the best, and like the best actually happened, but I don't see
Are they
how.
going for this?
2 ops, retake, really? I mean, yeah, you get the first one, but then like, where's the second and third gonna be coming from? That's what I want to know. The bomb's almost exploded as well. All right, let's see if we can do it, Hyped. Show us your flicking skills. Obviously doesn't do it, and now the other op might be doomed as well. This was a weird attempt from Big Academy, but whatever. You lose an AWP. Those are only worth 5,000, Trev.
I mean, when you have 2 of them and you have the money they do, might as well send it once you have that first pick. Just at least do some damage. It's a bit wild and threw me off, but I think I can see where they're coming from here. You can see their money's burnt down a bit now, not towards the cap. Maybe a little too much, but I don't think they were interested in having a double op setup, so fair enough. And they were able to keep one of those AWPs saved. So arguably not a waste of money, though certainly odd. Oh, Hyped, unprepared for Masuda up close, so he's able to find that free pick. Now that advantage is given, trying to go aggressive, but instead it's MBK, able to deny the flashbang from allowing Sin to get that peek, and now it's a 5v3. Quickly, another round in favor of Falcons. Now they're trying to anchor on up, pre-firing. They're already prepared for there to be a player towards this truck, and in fact, it's going to be 2. They're going to double dip towards this position. The last one, passive towards Graffiti, already prepared to rotate, but will decide to just kind of be prepared for that lurk. A little bit undecided of where he wants to be. Now they know that player's split towards default now. That's focused the space to Masuda to spray down this player down to 6 HP. Even though they're delayed and they're pushing through, it's just so much damage coming on out. Feels like a matter of time, especially with Haji able to confirm the kill too long. And Masuda with some more taps. Not working on out, but that's where Python's able to come on through. Get that space, and that bomb will be down momentarily.
All right, 2 quite similar rounds in a row. Just Falcons trying to big dick their way on a bomb site, you know, one way or another. Last time was B, this time was A. And they succeed. Lovely, lovely entries. Not even like one player standing up. This was almost a team ace. If only Kenny could have killed Process, it would have been. Who's, by the way, I feel like Kenny has had 18 kills for a while now, or something close to it.
Yeah.
Not really finding that T-side impact, right? His impact was huge on the CT side. And yeah, of course, one more kill there in the end. One more trade. 2 rounds in a row here for the Falcons. As the bird has some flight left in him after all, it seems.
Yeah, just at the... what almost, I mean, it is the last moment, the last chance for them to be able to get through without
All right.
being just left in such a fragile situation. It's going to fall apart.
I remember Kenny S having 2 entry kills on that CT side. Now he has 3. So the entire, what is it, 6, 9, 10 rounds of being on the offensive side, he has not really found any openers. I guess he's not really playing the positions where he would be getting to do those. I'll pay more attention as to where he takes that AWP in future. But, yeah. No entries, no real kills. No real impact, but everyone's performing out of their minds here. You expect MBK to be bottom fragging, really. He's more of a cerebral player.
For sure. I mean, he always has played this similar style where he just tries to get a bit of info, play sprawly, willing to get taken down early, go for those entries, probably get traded out. So he's bound to be positioned to be put in that rough situation, and he's happily willing to put himself there for his team. After all, again, one issue is hyped with this AWP has been such a rough situation. It's probably hard for MBK or just anyone really to respond, and it's just a beautiful boost, able to set Masuda up to catch Hyped off guard. Just a bit of an off timing, even though Hype did consider that boost, didn't expect it to come in late. So they're able to find in that opening once again, get that advantage, 5v4. That jump of info, Sin can see that they're towards long. I mean, he can throw some utility, try to slow them down, try to punish them, but you can see they're not pushing up. They're not taking that EG damage. They're being patient.
Both sides being patient here. Team Falcons, if only you just walked over toward the A site, it was yours for the taking. But with 50 seconds left in the round, they can certainly still do that. But this time through the toilets area, you know? They weren't feeling that comfortable on the extremity of the map. Might want to go through the more middle section. As the util is being lined up, and Sin is about to get smoked the hell out of this round. As he, I don't know if intentionally, probably not, falls down. And,
I mean,
yeah.
Big Academy is going to get smoked out of the round, because they have, I mean, 4v5 retake. You might as well just save the weapons and run. I mean,
that's
Sin's
what we
willing
said
to take
with the
those
double
smoke
op,
duels,
right?
but yeah, that as well.
Yeah,
But, I mean, with everyone positioned on the B side, I think it's going to be a little bit different. They weren't chilling around at the back of it this time around. Just fully gambling towards B. But, I mean, Falcon's going for the right play there. If there's a CT player or two towards restrooms, and you go all stacked up towards long, even as 5, can fall apart pretty quickly. So just quickly resetting, just setting up the positional information, just making sure those restrooms are clear before you execute through. And surprisingly, Big Academy, not having anyone push water, no one trying to get information in connector. After all, you have that AWP picked off early towards outside restrooms. A little bit scared to push for that. Gives the space Falcons need to be able to set up for success with that player advantage, able to get the round, though it is going to be another full buy for Big Academy as they save over all those weapons, and they do get an AWP backed into Hype's hands.
Yeah, 4 saved up. That's going to be giving you another round of time, but you kind of lost this one for free, if we're honest. 3 players on 2K. Not too bad if this round also goes awry, but then you start being in trouble, as Falcons seem to have found a bit of a winning formula, right? Way to get the early duels in their favor, as Hyped was just jumping on that bench, showing his back to the entire T-squad, walking up long. That is some very careless play, or some, I don't know. Yeah, it's just going to be careless play, really. Like, you can't not expect their positions to be there. You can't just play hope CS. That doesn't get you very far. Sin trying to pick up the pieces of this round, but it's pieces of his skull that we're going to be picking off the ground soon. It's his body just laying there, and the A site contested with 2 players there to hold on to it still. The rotates were quick. It's just, I don't think it's going to be enough to keep the Falcons back. They've barely lost any HP or used any utility. Now the util is leaving their pockets. And the entries, well, they've still not happened. And now there's 3 rotated here. That B side is empty.
Yeah, and with an empty B site, that means it's going to be a rough round. Masuda stuck, position known, though Python's able to find the response, and 2 with it. Now Arrow left in the 1v2. Kenny S finds a frag, able to get back on that scoreboard after a bit of a rough time, and what an important time to be able to confirm that 13th, as it looks like we could be going the distance here, as Falcons now make it 13-14. So we can see they're just left in this deadly kind of dead zone pause where they're just outside of the A site, having to take these raw duels, and Python with a beautiful double, able to take that player down from the dice box and truck.
And we've seen that kind of situation go the Falcons' way before. Okay, we didn't see that one from the first perspective, but Kenny does open things up. That's a 4th entry kill, I guess, in that statistic.
I don't think Sen was seeing it coming either, to be honest.
Nope. Clean headshot, as the Falcons have yet again gained the upper hand thanks to some, let's say, better firepower. Python, he's not walking into that trap. He knows at the end of this hallway is where death awaits him. 3 players kind of setting up a crossfire, but it's the B site that's actually going to get taken, and when you know it, there's no one home. The lights were on, the TV was going, but no one's actually home to watch it. And it's, yeah, a hopeless retake situation.
Yeah, and that means we get to this 14-14. We're going the distance now, no matter what. It's confirmed. Scoreline's broke even. 3v4, I would be flabbergasted if they threw away their money going for this retake. We can see Process just getting the space to get on out of there. They have all 3 of their players stacked up together, even throwing a smoke in connector just to try to stop them from wanting to go for the situation.
Oh no, to pick up the M4, that's why.
Yeah, no,
important M4 to save.
Yeah.
It's just MBK can still take it, right?
Yeah, this is dangerous. He's giving away the sound cues information. He's able to win that?
I don't know how, man. He really felt it there. He was like,
that's gonna sting.
You know what? I go for
They have the
this.
money to buy anyways, but
I feel this duel. And he takes it.
yeah. So just like, okay, he just midair took me down.
Ça va?
Casually.
I can do the French accent here. The Frenchies are all on the French stream. Only big betters in our chat who are pulling their hair out as we speak, I think. It's Big Academy with the massive lead kind of almost choking it away, but it's just Falcons that started playing differently, you know? It's not their fault. They started playing a lot more aggressive early on. This time, they're already preparing for this B execute. They wouldn't do this in a normal round, I feel like. It shouldn't work. 3 defenders here. Big, if you don't win this one, you don't deserve to win the game. It's as simple as that. And look at Arrow and Process. They find the first 2 kills with a defensive smoke deployed as well. Process off the back of that one can find another, and it's just down to Kenny S and Python in a hopeless mid-round situation here, as it is the late round already. Just Kenny S left alone. Can he save it? Obviously not. His magic stick is not going to be his for long.
He doesn't want to play with the AWP James Time style, as he is said honored, but it's still inspiring the play style a little bit, putting himself towards the back, still playing that style of Counter-Strike that's been seen at the moment of the more passive AWPers, just willing to let the rifles take the fight, and maybe not using enough execute utility, just trying to risk a contact play and getting punished for it, letting Big Academy get to that 15 first, and the chance to seal it in regulation. Though, with how things have been going, I think we got overtime to see on the cards, so we won't really see until the last moment. Good connector control early, able to get water. It's a good initial setup, though that aggression from Hyped just scoped in, just close enough to be able to go for that information. Question is if he wants to go deeper and if Basuda can punish him. Another rotation, it's Kenny as well. Come and support. Bit of some dangerous flashbangs trying to get that info. But that means they're able to squeak by that op. Everyone just looking for that initial opening, but not wanting to peek far enough to give it away.
So much util thrown but not used, well, except for NBK that flew out of Monster, but Monster was waiting for him on the other side. His name is Arrow. It's a lovely little kill, and I don't know what Falcons are really doing in this one. Masuda is still, like, randomly looking toward A, trying to hold those defenders from rotating, and now the entry kills have happened. Not as heavy on the utility yet again, but Trevor, this is what happens when the entries actually succeed. It's Sin, mollied out of position, can't run back, but he still gets the double, and Hyped, left alone, versus 2. Might be overtime in our very first best of one of the day, Trevor. I wouldn't have it any other way, but Hyped, he wants to win it. He wants to survive 1 HP as he jumps out of heaven, but he goes into heaven in the end with Masuda getting that last shot onto him. It is overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
Just so close to the bitter end, and just a round that seemed like it might have fallen apart for Team Falcons instead is changed around. Python and Haji, just a dangerous duo, able to get those entries. And it's a party indeed. OT we go.
Oh dear me. Even survives the bomb, obviously, since you don't take damage after the game's over. What almost disaster here. It all came down to, like, those couple of entry kills into that B site. It's very difficult from short to all of a sudden get, like, entries, because the CTs, they can just be hiding anywhere, right? They can be behind the pillar, sort of shoulder peeking you. They can be on that right corner close. On the left, they could be behind like 3 different corners as well, but you find 2 entries and suddenly the whole bomb site is yours. The better firepower from the Falcons side definitely on display today as we go into OT number 1. We've had a few OTs on this broadcast, you and me, Trev. I don't think this one's going to be going that big of a distance.
Yeah. Let's just hope it doesn't happen like Anubis. Every single time it gets to an OT now, that's the first thing that's on my mind. Is it going to be like that game?
6 overtimes on Anubis.
Are we going to go for one of the longest games on record?
Yeah, no, we're not there yet. This one's
so we have Sky at Restrooms control. They went for the full long push into the A site, but they have gotten the space to get into it without being caught out, as Sky has been a bit distracted, and Masuda's just trying to lurk through. Left low. Masuda wants to find him, but he's just left in too low HP, and nades being thrown. Process left exposed, and it's Haji all the way from party to take him down. Kenny S's position is known. Pipe jumping on through. Opshot will be willing to give away the position, and Haji caught. Gun not out, and caught re-swinging out, which means Hype's able to take the duel, and Kenny S is left on a 1v4 as that bomb is being defused. 2 seconds left. It's going to be defused for Big Academy. Kenny S to get taken down. Hype with the double. Big Academy able to confirm that round. As we saw just a minute ago, those odds still with a decent favor towards Big Academy. Anything can happen in OT, but you have to certainly agree that things have been looking better for them overall until that last few rounds. A second win for Team Falcons to be able to find their way into OT and a chance, though not in this first round of OT, of course.
Like, what was it, like 9 or 11 rounds in a row? Can't really argue with that one. Big Academy definitely a lot of potential here. They just have to realize it. And hey, if Falcons are going to be running out into the open really early in the rounds when they haven't even cleared toilets and stuff, that's not going to be doing them any favors, is it? But be execute. Once again, requiring the entries, as the monster control usually does go the way of Arrow, but it's Masuda and Haji yet again to open things up, as it's Kenny S and Masuda to close it out. But a player in water, gonna be too tough of a nut to crack for Masuda. However, Kenny S does take care of Sin, and now he's in a 1 versus 2 with the bomb on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance for Kenny S to come in clutch. Now would be the time. Both these players sticking right next to each other. You need to take this duel against the rifle first. Ends up jumping a little bit into the fire, I think, or at least seemed like it. Sky able to take him down, win that initial duel. So no point for NES. It's a good 2-0 streak. And it just stings when you get these rounds just at the moment after it goes into OT. So it means just even more rounds, even more practice. As it's good to see Falcons have been competitive in this map overall. They certainly want that win, but after all, Big Academy has been so amazing at overpass. The fact they can keep this competitive is a good situation that you want to see. It means you're developing towards the right direction, that you're getting the right ideas. Need maybe some improvement, some responded damage, and the volley from MK actually takes him down. That's a bit of a fortunate situation to end up in.
Oh yeah,
As
you want
now
at least
they have that man advantage. And two, Masuda with the pick.
All right, well,
Wait a minute.
Big Academy, unless you hold back this A offensive, the overtime, the first half of the overtime is well and truly done. Yeah, completely blinded Sin as Sky, he was also witnessed hiding in the smoke by Masuda, takes a better angle, then just sprays him on through. All right, well, you don't really need 5 to survive these overtime rounds, but Falcons, they're still going to be happy regardless. Just one of those rounds where every duel was won and the rest was history.
I think Masuda's had enough for this half. KennyS with a clean shot, clipping a little bit through the door, taking down Arrow, able to find at least one on that T side. And I guess it's 3 on CT that we're going to be looking for, at least for Falcons to get the win. Just 2 for Big Academy, a little bit nicer of a situation. You're able to get those initial 2 on the CT side.
Let's remember, I mean, the Falcons, they were dominating on the CT side. It was just one anti-eco round that went completely awry. And, yeah, Big just kind of took the momentum away from them at the very end of the half when the economy was already kind of not in the best of positions for the Falcon side. But, hey, this time things might just go the other way, right? If we see the Falcons as proactive as they were in that first half, where they just push B water and just allow zero presence behind that B site, and then as Big are slowly taking their control toward toilets, you know, that's when you kind of just get rid of the lurker and then win the round outright. Or you send Haji running like a speed demon over here toward the playground, but
wait,
Process
what?
Takes care of him. I don't know how he had that one. What was that? Through the wooden paneling, I guess.
There might have been a gap that he could have seen body info from lower in the ramp, because he was all the way back deep into the dirt, essentially.
I think you can see under the
wood a little bit, yeah.
Wooden boards that are around that one tree, yeah.
But he's able to land the headshot through it, which is a little bit insane.
Yeah, bonus points.
Yeah. I expect teams to be prepared for the... I expect, Academy specifically to be prepared for the aggression at this point, but to land a shot like that, okay.
Well, it would be really impressive here if Falcons could still win the round regardless of how that first duel went, right? Because they're not just showing aggression in one place, they're showing KennyS towards short as well, and Sin... Yeah, no, the grenade's not going to be doing you any favors. Grenade versus Op usually wins. That's statistics for you. Python, is he going to become a statistic in a few seconds here as the B offense will commence? No, the execute gets stopped in its tracks. Python with the double.
Python so deadly on this B site. Finally gets taken down, but still it's 2v3. Now you have MBK with the rotation. Even though Hype finds one, KennyS on this defense has been so deadly. Scoped on in, willing to take those peeks, and it means Masuda gets the space to be able to take him down. Steal an AK on the way out. Team Falcons able to even it up 17-17.
And yeah, that was with Haji dying for free at the beginning. But also some luck from the Falcons side, right? Well, they make their own luck, obviously. But with KennyS just getting a free kill as well on short, and then Python, he's not going to be doing that every round. That certainly shouldn't have happened. Big sending 2 players out of Monster simultaneously with a flash to assist you. You're not supposed to just lose both players there with nothing to show for it. Come on.
Yeah, I'm
sure
taking
they
a look
realize that,
right
though.
now real quick. There is, in fact, a gap that he likely saw him through the wood to take that initial pick on Haji.
Well, that's one
Just
more
to
thing you
quickly
got to
confirm
worry
that.
about if you're rushing early into playground, as though that's not wild enough already.
Yeah, to be able to find a way to adjust is quite impressive. It's exciting, and as crazy as match gets, keep in mind that's more opportunities to put your bets in as we get through however long this match goes for our first best of one. Masuda with the lurk, not going for the knife, fortunately enough, and it's a clean through. Masuda's just pushing further. He wants more.
Of course.
He's just hungry for blood at this point.
Two of his teammates already got kills. He was like, well, if I don't push now, we're going to run out of kills. I want to get at least a triple, and ho-ho, Process, yeah, destroys those dreams and ambitions. But, yeah, it's, for those of you that only tuned in for the second half, right, and you didn't see Falcons play on the CT side, this is basically what it was. And as you could see, all of this aggression, if it doesn't work out, Big just get around here and there, right? And that's what happened. And then they won a miracle anti-eco, and that's why we're in overtime right now. But yeah, if those initial picks do work out and Falcons is allowed to just big dick their way around the entire map, well, this is what happens. You lose, and it wasn't even a contest, and you're one round away from victory if you're the Falcons squad. Or double overtime, of course, but we all know where this one's pointing.
Yeah, this is looking good for Falcons now, but all it takes is that one round for Big Academy to be able to stay in it. And things have been pretty crazy so far. These teams have been able to scavenge just what they need in the nick of time. And I see little reason to see that not continuing. Though there is little reason that it's been continuing this way to begin with, to be
Exactly.
fair.
Like,
so,
look,
who knows?
quick B execute. If, you know, they succeed. If Kenny S just does nothing. If he gets blinded and forced off the angle, well...
Python once again!
Oh, and then Kenny S with the single kill. Doesn't really do the vintage Kenny S flick, but don't worry. There's NPK and Haji to save the day, save the game, save the round. Ladies and gentlemen, the 19th point has been reached, and the Frenchies successfully take down the Germans on overpass.
Such a close way to finish it off. 19-17, it could have been anyone's game there. Maybe a bit of work for Falcons needing to do on their T side, perhaps, but that CT side's absolutely immaculate, and it's rewarded them in overtime.
Yeah.
To be able to get that win.
Tactically, they did play the better CT side here, I think, Big Academy. I think if they had the better firepower, they deserved to win that one. But, you know, it's a game about clicking on heads, and at the end of the day, the Falcons, they clicked the mouse, and they got the headshots, and they won the match. Obviously, staying in that upper bracket here, we do have a double elimination system going on. Falcons will be proceeding upwards, whereas Big Academy will be joining... What was that one team that's already in the lower bracket here? Oh, yeah, it was Ikla and Sengal. So, yeah, Ikla's in the upper bracket, and now they're